Good evening, one and all, to yet another Grand Prix at Azerbaijan at around the Baku City Circuit. It is Tier 0 on a Thursday, which means all these drivers have got absolutely no sense at all with running no assists. And we have someone on track who's doing double duties tonight for me. He's not only racing, but he's going to be giving some in-car feedback whilst racing. It's Tier 1's very own Christopher Bailey. How are you doing this evening?
I was doing just fine until you full named me. Ouch.
Gotta do it sometime.
So rumour has it that you've been let down by some people in the commentary team, and I was not having that. So I thought I was come and say hello.
No comment on that one.
I did speak out loud there, oops. But I've got some amazing news, everyone. For the first time in, I've lost count of how long it's been, I'm back in a Williams.
Yes, he is. He's home again, home and dry, where he made a name for himself in MRC after leaving the shadows of Ferrari.
Yes, exactly. And
funnily enough, you're the first car. You're the first car round, so it looks like we'll be joining you for a lap.
Ah, damn it! I was the second car, but the first car was driving rather slowly, and then when I went past them, they then went straight on at turn 4, yeah. So yes, unfortunately, everyone, you've got to put up with me. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to be going for a lap with a one-time MRC Extreme champion.
Yes. Well, we say one time. Look, let's just say a champion. It sounds nicer. Carlito, I used to like you. But yes, this is a very fun track. It's a difficult track. It's a pain in the rear end kind of track at times because, you know, got a few rules to watch out for. Safety cars galore. It's a difficult one to set the car up for. And if you're like me running cockpit, the visibility is pretty bad. So yeah.
Especially not when you're used to it.
130 metres, slam on hard, try and hit the apex and don't hit that wall on the outside. Turn 2, about 75 metres, slam on, there's a dip in the wall which you want to try and use. Get on the throttle as early as you dare, don't kill the rears, get that DRS flap nice and open, drop a bit of ERS while you're at it. Then in turn 3, about 130 metres, similar to turn 1, try and take that inside curve, don't hit either wall, 60 metres to turn 4. Again, don't take too much curb, it will throw you. Don't do an Oscar Piastri, brake plenty early and don't end up in the wall for turn 5, that's the end of sector 1. And this is where it gets awfully tight and narrow for sector 2. So here we go, the double right-hander here. Little trick, take as much of the inside curve as you can there, it opens up the exit for you. And into Charles Leclerc's favourite corner, the I Am Stupid Castle Complex. Where the top of the hill where I've understeered awfully wide is just as difficult as the actual castle narrow entrance itself. The narrowest bit of track in Formula 1. Now flat out all the way around the back of the city here. Brake just around the 100 metre board. I broke a bit early because I'm talking while driving because I'm an idiot. Now final braking zone, 100 metres, brake hard. Don't take too much curb, don't go too wide because if you straddle that exit curb you will reenact Tony Hawk on a skateboard. And God knows where you'll end up. Keep the foot planted, deploy the last of your battery, and wait for the lovely DRS line where you get your flap open again, get your flap open for the lads, and send it towards the line. This is not a good lap, I do apologise everyone, but 41.2 for a banker, I'm going to have to improve on that. And G-Star shows me why.
Do you want to commentate and race all of tonight? Because that was pretty much pure perfection as GTS. The lap was poor, but the description and the monologue was absolutely That
Oh,
wasn't
not
so.
bad
That
for
wasn't
commentating and
so
driving at the
much
same
because you
time, I
just
think.
clipped the wall there. So
Yeah, that's not. That's not. I'm just one-handed taking a drink.
don't drink and drive.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but look, I think that should be the standard from now on. Whoever gets pole in every tier, next week they must drive a com and talk through a lap. Admins, are you listening?
scary
I'm not in the
thought.
admin chat at the moment, so they'll have to listen to the stream and hear what I just said. Here's an idea.
Currently GTS, currently quickest with a 39.8. Watching the Red Bull of Bobo come to the line to get his lap in. He does a 39.565, and that's the Red Bull on provisional pole.
I'm not very happy to hear Red Bull, but Bobo's a nice guy and a very fast driver, so I'm not surprised to see him at the business end.
Yeah, currently got on stream at the moment the current Tier 0 Championship leader, Saviour
And
in the...
champion.
Bobo's defending champion. Saviour's championship leader in the
apologies.
McLaren, who won last time out in Australia, so he bagged another 25 points in his charge for the title. And in the constructors, it is also McLaren on top. So in both the drivers and constructors, it is, as we all say it, Papaya on top.
But are Papaya rules coming into play?
I don't think we'll have Papaya rules at McLaren. It's Saviour and Simba in McLaren, so I can't see any Papaya rules there. I can't see any multi-21, that's for sure. Saviour coming to the end of his laps, just got a flat-out run now, the longest straight in Formula 1. Rivals
the only stretch longer than this that we ever had in Formula 1 history, well, in recent history, is the Fuji start finish straight.
Yes, which was only used, I believe that track was only used twice.
07, 08.
Saviour goes second behind Bobo with a 39.626. So plenty of laps on the board. We still have 3 drivers yet to thing, as Simba is in the wall at the castle section. So
That
we
is
are...
not good.
No, that is one McLaren down before the race has even got to start. So Simba's going to have a long wait now till the end of this one. He's got about 10 minutes now to sit and have a drink and whatnot, and think about how not to put it into the wall in the race.
A difficult task.
Only 3 drivers in the 39s, and they are majority are Tier 1 apart from
Someone's off at
GTS.
turn 2. One of the Haas drivers is off at
Yep,
turn
we
2
have a
in the
Haas.
runoff.
I believe that is Rassam. That is Rassam parked down the escape road, just making sure he doesn't reverse onto the track with oncoming traffic, because that would be a no-no.
Yes, and we can't do the reset to track because that is also a big fat no-no.
At this moment, Chris, you are only 6 thousandths ahead of your Tier 1 teammate, who's
Mr. Susie!
Yep, your P7. Soze is 6 thousandths behind you on a 41.209.
I have to say, and I say this about my own lap, Steve, you've got to put a better lap in than that, mate.
I know you're paying Simba because during Tier 3 I had a glance in scratch at the wall at turn 3, and the suspension decided to just disintegrate. So I know what it's like to just brush a wall, and for some reason the game thinks, oh, that's a huge impact, and your wheel snaps
Oscar
off.
Piastri did that as well at turn 4. No, turn 5. But he didn't hit it gently, he hit it hard.
So we're going to follow your Tier 1 teammate this time, as he's on a fast lap, everyone else majority on out lap. So we're going to follow the Alpine of Kaiser Soze. Driving the French baton. DRS down towards turn 3.
Oh, shoot.
Sounds like somebody's didn't hit his brake markers.
Advice. Turn 1, I rear wheel clipped the wall on the exit. Easily done, you know. It's a very broken car. Oh, I've hit another wall. Whoops. Sorry, everyone. Yellow flag, 6-1. Sorry to the V-carb there that would have seen my car when they came through. That's not ideal.
He's back in the Williams and he's already driving like him.
Idiot. That's what I am. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you're far from smooth.
No need to ask. I'm a rough operator.
There's Soze coming towards the end of Sector 2 through the old part of the city. As Rassam has retired, I believe that looks to be in the pit lane, so Rassam's sitting out this qualifying session. As Soze now, as looks like Seb Mail's disconnected, so issues for Seb Mail. Hopefully he can get back in. As Soze now roars to the line, can he improve? He does. He goes ahead of both Chris and Vitalso, putting himself into P6 with a 41.022. We'll drop to the Racing Bull of Jules. He's invalidated, but we'll see if he goes for another lap. He's the only one apart from Vans who's yet to get a time on the board. So hopefully they can get one on the board before this session's over and done with. There are a few places to invalidate laps around Baku, but it's not that hard to. It's not that easy to, because of well, if you invalidate or run wide, there's only one of two things that you're going to do. You're either hitting a wall or hitting a wall. As we are watching Jules now in the Racing Bull, coming to the end of the 90-degree angle section. Just one more, about just over 90-degree corner to go as he clips the wall before he heads into the narrow section of the castle, threading the eye of the needle through there. You'll be a bit silly to try and go for a move there, because there's only one thing you can do through there, and that is go single file. All you can do is just follow the car through. As Jules getting a bit of a slide there, held it well. All he's got to do is just get over the line and get his time on the board. So at least now he can just sit back and relax, go through the high-speed chicane. And now he can sit back in his seat, whack the DRS open, as Saviour does a 39.422 to take provisional pole off of Bobo. And Jules didn't quite get the car stopped and has just crashed into the pit lane.
Easily done. The pit entrance here is a very awkward one.
Yeah, it's because it's got like a slight chicane in there as you're trying to slow down, so you don't really want to be hitting it at full pelt, like some of the pit entries. Evening Andrew in the YouTube chat. Ryan Barber rooting for G-Star. Currently P4 on a 39.922. About 5/10 off the current pole time of Saviour, but we're going to be Bobo currently invalidated. Let's have a look at Polski, I think it's pronounced. I don't fully know because it's Yeah, Polsky in the Mercedes has bailed on his lap. He's currently inside the top 10, which is good to see. Vans has got a first lap on the board. It's a 49.715, puts in P12. So, handful of drivers in the 41s, a select few on the 40s, and then there's the minor couple on the 39s. Got 2 minutes 37 seconds left on the clock in qualifying. There is one person who's recently just started a flying lap, and it's the Williams. The second Williams, I must say, because the lead Williams of Armar is currently P5. And the Ferrari stays out the way of Chris as he heads down towards turn 3 with DRS open. Gets right up to the wall as close as he dares. And again on the exit, I think there was a slight brush there, but they got away with it. As we have a yellow flag further behind, that was the Ferrari that got out the way. So it's just a clear track now for Chris in the Williams. He's got no one behind him, no one in front of him. So it's just him and the car as he heads through the castle section, getting very close to the wall as he threads the needle. Now it's flat out all the way around towards the end of Sector 2. Does not do a Charles Leclerc, so he keeps going. He does not do an Oscar Piastri or Leclerc and slides the car through there. He keeps it nice and smooth. And smooth again as now it's just flat out to the line. Chris currently on a 41.203. And the Williams bolts to the line, and it's a improvement to P5 on a 40.015, pipping the other Williams of Armor. So Chris is now the lead Williams on the grid at this moment in time. For now,
Steve will find time, I'm sure.
Saviour is sitting the rest of this session out. He's retired from the session. So the only one that can ideally challenge is either Bobo or GTS, but it's going to be quite a close one between the top 3 at least. So we're going to be following GTS on his final attempt. DRS open. You've got the other Ferrari of Sternberg further up the road. But we're going to focus on the lead Ferrari of GTS as he is looking to take the challenge to Saviour, who's currently on pole. Bit of a sketchy moment there as the checker flag finally drops out. So everybody will now be on their final attempts. Oh, C8 Lose just corrected me. Apparently Saviour crashed at turn 3.
Oh.
So GTS coming through Sector 2, making his way through the old part of the Baku city. He might have timed this just right to get a cheeky little slipstream from his teammate Sternberg just up the road. He's gone purple in Sector 2. He's 17 thousandths up on his... Oh, it just keeps it at the wall, but invalidated. Went deep, bounced over the curb and just kept it out the wall on the exit. So that'll be GTS remaining in 3rd place for the time being. Bobo was also invalidated, so he'll be... And he's hit the wall somewhere because he's missing a bit of his wing. So GTS remains 2nd. Bobo will not improve from P2, so we're going to jump to G-Star now, who's coming to the end of his final attempt. Can he improve from P4? Sauber to the line. And G-Star remains P4. Polsky. Mercedes. 0.2 improvement, but stays P7. 2 cars left to catch the flag, and that is Lorpe and Kaiser Soze. Lorpy's the one further up the road, so we'll quickly jump to him, but he's invalidated, so we'll drop back to Kaiser Soze, who'll be the last one to set a valid lap time, but he's bailed out on it. He's gone straight into the pit, so that will be qualifying for Baku Tier 0. It is Saviour on pole in the McLaren, with Bobo in the Red Bull on the front row. McLaren versus Red Bull into turn 1. What can go wrong?
What could go wrong? Well,
if it was two certain real life drivers, then probably everything could go wrong. But I can't see any silly shenanigans between Saviour and Bobo.
No, they're both very clean, respectful, hard races, but clean races.
And it's an all Ferrari second row, Ferrari powered, I must add, because GTS in the Ferrari with G-Star in the Sauber on that second row. So that second row is very GG. Chris Bailey there at P5, then it's Armar P6, Polsky is 7th, Vitolso 8th, Kaiser Soze 9th, Nels rounds out the top 10, Dubes Hornet 11th, Sternberg 12th, Lorpy 13th, Vans 14th, Seb Mail will be starting 15th, Simba 16th, and then two drivers without setting a lap time, and that is Rassam in 17th and Jules in 18th, and that is your 18 drivers for Tier 0 around the streets of Baku. So we're going to light the city up one last time. As we wait.
Indeed. 5th of 5 races this week.
Yeah, and then we're heading to a completely different continent altogether, because we'll be heading to Asia for China for the next race after this, starting next Monday, but get to that later on towards the end of the stream. So looks like it's bright sunshine for the start of this one. Just a cheeky little insight, Chris. Is it dry all the race?
No, it's going to be thunder and lightning on lap 3, lap 4 snow and blizzard, lap 5 sun, and then lap 6 onwards lava. I'm lying. Sun the whole way through. Sunny, dry, drier than the Sahara Desert.
So it's going to be a nice race for everybody. No wet shenanigans to deal about. Had a slight sprinkling of rain in Tier 3, which only lasted for a handful of laps before it dried up again. So I think that's about the only time we've had rain this week at Baku. We've had no rain in Tier 2, we had none in Tier 1, and I didn't quite catch Tier 4, so I don't know if that was dry all the way through or not, but we've only had a bit of rain, which is nice, because rain adds to carnage, but I'm a little disappointed it's not raining, because in my opinion the rain makes things interesting. But whilst we wait between quali and race, I'll run through some things of the Baku City Circuit. The first race was in 2016, but it wasn't known as the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It was actually labelled as the European Grand Prix in its birth in 2016.
It was indeed.
It wasn't until a year later it was actually named the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The track length is 3.730 miles and around 26 laps of 50%. That is going to total up to 95.085 miles. So get your running shoes on. 20 corners makes up this tight and narrow street circuit.
It's quite a long track, like considering.
Yeah, you don't realise how long it is. That's mainly because it's a long straight 90-degree left, long straight, 90-degree left, long straight, 90-degree left, short straight, 90-degree right for most of the first sector.
Yeah, it's a point and squirt circuit.
Yeah, the first couple, well, 2 corners, it makes you think of Indy/NASCAR oval, because it's a left turn followed by a left turn followed by a left turn.
Indeed. That said, whilst that does sound like quite a simple and lacking of challenge layout, because of the nature of the high-speed sections, as you mentioned, and then the fact you have got some corners, it's a very difficult track to get the balance, the setup, and then your driving style and approach right. Most difficult of all is keeping the rear tyres in the right window.
Oh yeah, because it's because of the low-speed corners around this track. It's so easy to spin those rears up and
some low speed. Yeah, you burn them up real quick.
And turn 1 at Baku is pretty much the same scenario as turn 1 at Monza. You go in flat out, and you've got to be so precise with your braking zones, or else you'll end up going down the escape road at turn 1 and wondering if you left magic on or not. Luckily for Chris, he's in a Williams, so he doesn't have his magic.
I'm not magic anyway. I've lost my magic. I've lost my magic many moons ago.
Here we go. We're going to be heading on to formation now, so we'll get a quick look at what drivers have decided to start on. And it looks like 90-odd% of the grid has started on the medium compounds. You've got the top 7 all on mediums. Then you got Vitolso and Kiza Soze, the first 2 on the hard tyres. Nels on the mediums. Dunbest Hornet in the Racing Bull on the hards. Then it's Sternberg, Lorpe and Vans on mediums. 15th and 16th, Seb Mail and Zimber starting on the hards. And then at the back we've got Rassam on the mediums and Jules on the hards. So about a 90%, well, not quite a 50% split of mediums to hards. The question is what... Oh, as Saviours, luckily that's on formation lap where you don't get any damage, or else he would have crashed out even before the lights have gone out at the castle section, which would have been worse than Oscar Piastri.
It's easily done.
Yeah, it's, especially with cold tyres. Exactly. But luckily for...
It should be an easy one to stop this today. Medium hard should be the easy strategy for most, as you said. If a safety car comes out, everyone will fly into the pits, because new tyres on a low grip circuit like this, it's a cheat code really. You need to
it's a no-brainer really. But the question on for many people is what tyre set they've gone with. Have they gone for the allocation, should I say? Have they gone for the balanced or the hard? I believe. Well, I know what you've gone for, Chris, because it's roughly probably what you've done in Tier 1 at the start of the week, if I'm correct.
I've gone for the harder allocation, the extra set of hard tyres. The medium tyre is lovely, but the hard tyre just gives you more options, if anything.
Yeah, I think it's a safer bet with the harder allocation, because, as you say, if you get a safety car at some point, you've got an extra set of hards, so... I believe most people have gone for the harder allocation just for the extra set of hards.
I think it's the wisest thing to do, personally. But
waiting for the RB of Jules to get into position.
Good luck to everyone.
Hopefully everyone makes it nice and clean round lap 1. We have a slight angle for Bobo on the start, as we get 3, 4, 5 lights. And for the final time, Baku is underway. It's from McLaren versus Red Bull into turn 1. Saviour goes a bit deep into turn 1. Bobo goes through, so does G-Star. Saviour has gone from P1 down to P4 because he's scrapping with GTS.
What's happened there? So
GTS
had a moment on the exit
yeah,
turns
GTS
1 and
is,
turn 2.
him and Saviour were side by side through there. Chris has gone up to P4 already, so a nice tidy start. Both Williams getting a nice clean start in 4th and 5th.
Good news for the Williams boys, that.
So let's get a quick look at position changes.
Well, just went deep into turn 1 on that start. I don't know whether it's brake temperatures, brake bias, or just mistiming it, but he had a bit of a disaster there, and it's not like him at all.
Nah, just a slight error of judgment into turn 1, and Saviour goes from pole down to 3rd place off the start. So we currently have Bobo leading from G-Star, then it's Saviour, then Chris, then it's Armar, GTS down to 6th, Polski remaining at station in 7th, Soze's made up a place, Dunbest Hornets made up 2, Nels is 10th, staying put in position, Rassam, the biggest gainer, he's up 6 places into 11th place behind his teammate Nels. Vans is up 2 places, Lorpe in 13th where he started, Simba has made 2 places, Jules up 3, but the losers towards the back, Vitolso's gone down 8 places, Seb Mail has lost 2, and right at the back is Sternberg, who has lost 6 places. So Bobo sets the fastest lap, and it's the first full completed lap, shall I say, and we're now into the zone where everyone starts to settle down, because it's you don't want to get too aggressive at the start, because you want to keep the tyres as preserved as possible. You don't want to be taking too much out of them, especially if you want to eke those mediums out for a one stop. As Chris said earlier, it is a one stop possible. So
Saviour's already very close to the back of G-Star, looks very confident to sit close to him. So don't be surprised to see Saviour.
A bit of a twitch there, but McLaren looks nice and stable. Bobo has...
I think the wall at the castle got wing damage.
Bobo's broken the 1 second gap to G-Star, so G-Star could be under pressure from Saviour as we head down towards turn 1 with DRS. That's if G-Star doesn't get back in that 1 second window, because we do have DRS on this lap, because it's only 1 lap that it is not active for, as we have Soze dropping down places. And it is a noseless, well, a wingless front on that Alpine, so that's going to be a trip to the pits for Soze. G-Star did not get in DRS of Bobo. Bobo's pulled out a little bit more, but Saviour not close enough to make a move into turn 1. It's still line astern, Noah's Ark style, single file though, with Williams. Saviour...
Yeah, I've got slight wing damage, so I'm going to be compromised at some point.
Saviour makes the move. Soze, I believe that is in the pit lane. Soze's retired. So we're already down to 17 runners from 18. But now that Saviour has got past G-Star, can he close that gap to Bobo and take the fight to the reigning and defending Tier 0 champion? And Saviour will be looking to extend in the championship if he can win, making it back-to-back wins if possible. But you can never count out Saviour, even though the gap is now up to 2 seconds. But Bobo's been in clean air, so he can work out his brake zones without any problem, whereas Saviour's had to deal with the car. So now Saviour will be getting into a rhythm now. He's in clean air. And that gap is now down to 1.7. He's dropped G-Star, who's now going to be under pressure from Chris, despite a bit of damage. So we'll just see if... As Simba's gone, and we have a virtual safety car. Simba is in the wall in sector 2. Sternberg has been given a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Simba, I think that read, which is bizarre.
The leader's boxed, which is Bobo. I have also boxed.
You're taking advantage to get that front wing repaired, which is...
Yep. Bobo is boxed.
Yep. Bobo getting off the mediums early.
I've pitted so I don't hold up my teammate when he wants to pit later on.
Teamsmanship in the Williams camp. Looks like they've been discussing before with James Vowell on strategy. As we're green flag again, virtual safety car is over. You can see the green flashing light briefly on the LED board. So even though one Williams has got out the way into the pits for repairs, we have a little slide from GTS for a moment on the cameras. We're watching Armar looking to take the fight to G-Star. Sauber versus Williams on lap 4. You can hear the wheel spin from the Williams of Armar there as he's trying to get the traction out of the castle section. You could hear the engine revving and the wheels spinning up on acceleration. So he's 9/10 off of G-Star. G-Star is 9/10 off of Saviour. Has he got it in time though before the detection point? We'll soon see. No, yeah, both flaps open, so G-Star did get in DRS of Saviour, so that'll defend himself from Armar for the time being. And they are gradually dropping the Ferrari of GTS, who's tidily keeping himself out of trouble. Polsky 5th in the Mercedes, the highest placed Mercedes so far, Seb Mail 14th. As it looks like Nels has just made a position past the Red Bull of Lorpe, so that's a Haas ahead of the Red Bull. And it looks like Vans now will be looking to add a bit of pressure onto Lorpe. But we'll jump back to the battle for second place.
There's a car in the wall at turn 3.
Yeah, that is Vans is in the wall at turn 3, but it doesn't look like it's retired him, so he's still going. As Armor having a little look before the entry into the castle section, just showing a nose, telling G-Star is there, which has caused them to drop a far way back to Saviour, who's now managed to extend that gap to 2.9. So G-Star is going to be under loads of pressure as we enter the long back straight to end this one. So we're going to stay with Armar and G-Star. We're going to jump to the Sauber and look from the back, and you'll gradually see the Williams closing in on the back of this Sauber. You can see the closing speed. Here comes Armar and the Williams. Pulls to the inside and breezes past with the DRS assistance, and that is Armar in the Williams up into P2 and the Sauber of G-Star down to P3. So can Armar now take the fight to Saviour further up? The gap is 3.2 and he's already breaking away from G-Star. G-Star already 1.1 seconds off the Williams. G-Star will want to look and get back in that 1 second window before the end of this lap to stay in DRS. Bit of a lock-up from the Sauber, but it is starting to spread out towards that front section of the pack. So we're going to drop back to the scrap for 8th and 9th, which is Nels and Lorpe. As you can see, the Williams of Chris slowly creeping up behind on a fresh set of hard tyres and a brand new front wing, so he's going to be feeling quite happy with a car that he can drive at this point, and with tyres that'll have plenty of grips for a long stint. Hopefully get himself back into this one.
Indeed. The hards are a lovely tyre on this track.
It takes a few laps to get them going, though.
Yeah, it does, but they feel lovely.
Yeah, once you feel them, once you feel the hard tyres underneath you, they are a phenomenal tyre to work with. As Chris now joins the battle and makes it a three-way as we head into Sector 3.
We all have a three-way.
So it is Haas versus Red Bull versus Williams. As we're just going to leap further up. As Bobo has got Dunbest Hornet on the back straight heading towards turn 1. Red Bull past Racing Bulls. I wonder if any inter-team conversation has gone there. Do not hold up the lead team. So it looks like Red Bull ahead of Racing Bull. And the battle further back, Nels, Lorpe and Chris, no changes. But Chris is absolutely hounding the back of Lorpe's Red Bull and has got so much better grip on those hard tyres. And it's just gone steaming past the Red Bull into 9th place. So that's Chris one position up. And it looks like Nels has left the door open and said, you can go on through. I don't.
Turn 3.
Ah, so that opened the door for you.
The rear tyres are going for both of them. And
yeah, it's they're trying to thread the needle side by side behind you, if you caught that in your mirrors at all. So that's Chris now up into P8. It's very spread out still. The only two in proximity of each other is still Nels and Lorpe. They don't want to give up that fight anytime soon. But those medium tyres will be not at their best at this stage. They'll be gradually going off. Especially the rear tyres. As Nels just keeps in track limits, and it looks like Bobo has just made another move up to P5 past the Mercedes of Polski, as GTS has dived into the pits as Bobo sets the fastest lap of 43.152 on his way to P4 after the Ferrari of GTS pits for his first stop. Lap 8 on the mediums, I believe that is GTS going for a possible 2-stop then, if he's coming. Okay.
You can do a 1-stop.
Well, I think, I can't remember what lap I came in Tier 2, and I think about 20 odd laps I was on those hards, but you have to really nurse the rear tyres that you don't take too much out of them.
I've spent the whole of my stint so far being very gentle on the rear. I'm just going to see how far I can take him, but I'm not confident I can make it to the ends, but I'm going to try.
As Nels comes out in 11th place after his pit stop. We'll drop down to the battle for 14th and 15th. Vitolso in the Aston Martin, Vans in the Saubot. This is for the last 2 point scoring positions, because it is the top 15 that score points, and it looks like the two Hasses have swapped places, because Nels has made a mistake and has gone down the yep, there he is, down the escape road.
Virtual.
And it's brought out a virtual.
That's really helped those that haven't pitted, that were about to pit. That's really helped them. Massive.
Yep, Saviour straight in. He's right.
Are furious right now.
Yeah, Saviour's in. He's almost on top of the pit lane as the virtual came out. Armar's in as well. Let's see what. As Bobo takes the lead on his hard tyres that he pitted a few laps before 4, and Saviour comes out on a set of hard tyres. He's lost the lead, but he'll have much fresher tyres. But as we know, with a virtual safety car and that dreaded Delta, be careful, because it's up and down quite a lot. G-Star with 3 seconds for track limit somehow. Trying to wonder where he picked that up, probably on the exit of turn 1. So I believe most people have made stops. Yep, everyone's made at least one stop now in this race. So everyone has done their tyre allocation as well. So means that it doesn't matter what tyre they use next, as long as they use 2 sets of different compounds. It is now green flag again. Van's slightly dropped off the back of Vitolso during that virtual, but should get back into it. It is very spread out. There's nobody within under a second at this stage, as there's a lock-up for Vans into turn 3. So see how Bobo's getting on at the front. The gap 2.8. Those hard tyres will be in working temperature and working fine, whereas Saviour will be having to scrub his in to get them into the working zone. Evening, Morgan. Good to see you in the YouTube chat.
Is that our good friend Lego?
Yes, that is our Lego man.
Happy days. I always preferred Meccano as a Lego.
I'm more of a Mega Bloks person.
Nah, Lego Lancer knows I love him really.
So we're on lap 10 of 26. We'll drop down to the battle for 9th and 10th as Rassam is looking to go past down the right side of Lorpy. Lorpy's not giving this up though into turn 1. Locks up. They're both trying to outbrake each other, giving plenty, just enough space to each other into turn 1. That is fair and nice and clean, as you see. And that is Rassam past the Red Bull for P9, and that is Lorpy down to P10, but he has got an opportunity to take the position back with DRS, but not quite close enough to make a move on Rassam into turn 3, so the Haas will stand strong and hold position through these next couple of corners or sectors, because Lorpy, all he can do is just sit and wait for the start finish straight to even attempt something. As we have the Mercedes of Seb Mail and Vitolso looking to take the fight to the Mercedes after dropping the Sauber of Vans, so the Aston Martin in attack mode at this moment, but Seb Mail open up the gap a little bit through the tight section. See if Vitolso can keep on the back of the Mercedes through sector 2. Nice and no wheel spin at all from the Aston Martin on acceleration, which is ideal because you don't want to be shredding those rear tyres with too much wheel spin out of the slow speed corners. Bit of a clip on the wall there, but no harm done to the Aston Martin, so Vitolso's got away with one. Massive lockup by Seb Mail just ahead. So Vitolso is just within DRS of Seb Mail, so it could be an opportunity to turn 1, but I believe that 9/10 is just too far back to even think of making a move. I believe it is about, you want to be about 6/10 out of the left-right before the DRS zone to get a good toe. So I believe the magic number is about 6/10. As we got an interesting battle. Lorpy and Nels at it again. 9th and 10th. These two can't be separated. But we do have an interesting development as Dunbest Hornet is round just before the castle section. So Dunbest Hornet is now down to 11th. He's got going again. But we're going to quickly jump to the front as Saviour has got the gap down to 6/10. DRS open. Charging down. Saviour 42.7. Not close enough. Stays behind Bobo for turn 1. Played it safe.
G-Star's got DRS on me, so a move is coming, I feel.
He's not close enough into turn 1.
No, but he will be soon. His tyres are about 7 laps younger than mine, 6, 7 laps younger.
Yeah, so there's going to be quite a significant difference in tyre life. Not close enough to have a look into turn 3 is G-Star, so it looks like G-Star's got to stay stationary behind you for the remainder of this lap.
Pace on purpose at the moment because I want to try.
Yeah, you're stretching those tyres out to the end the best you can. We're going to jump back to the front.
22-lap stint.
Dunbest Hornet has gone
in the box,
in the pit lane. So that's 3 cars now. We're down to. Funnily enough, we're now down to 15 runners, so as long as you finish, you're getting points. Because we're down to 15 runners left, as we are now looking at
G-Star's hit the wall. G-Star is at the castle.
Oh, that is unfortunate for G-Star, crashing out at the castle section, but only a virtual. Only a virtual for a crash at the castle section. Normally that's a full safety car, but no, we've only got a virtual. So, as much as we were just about to get a tasty fight for the race lead, it has now been neutralised by the virtual safety car. Is Bobo teasing? Yep, Bobo was teasing a move into the pits, and he backed out of it. He did not cross the white line, though, so no rules broken there. As Saviour having a little look whilst we're under virtual safety car.
I'm gambling and boxing for a new set of hards.
So, as you've just heard, Chris is going in for a brand new set of hard tyres, so that'll be from lap 13 to 26. He's going to be taking those. But taking advantage of the free pit stop under virtual safety car is not a bad idea. Just waiting for the green flags. There it is. The track has gone green. We are back racing again. So Bobo and Saviour will now continue their duel for the race win. As you can see, Armar just in the back of shot, 4 seconds behind.
My aim is now to recover P4. I don't think I'll be able to get anywhere near the podium guys now, but I don't think I was going to anyway, frankly. I was dropping back at a rapid rate, so that felt like a free hit for me. I've got 11 seconds to get back to where I was, and GTS was catching me, so I feel like that was a safe bet.
Yeah, so now you've got fresh tyres, you can get your head down, but as you know as well as anyone, you'll be taking it easy for the opening few laps, just to not take too much out of them, as Saviour is going to be right under Bobo, 4 tenths, heading towards the activation line. That's down to 3 tenths, so we're going to have a move to turn 1. Are we going to have a change of lead? Saviour in the slipstream, Bobo goes defensive to the inside, makes Saviour go the long way. The Red Bull locks up, goes slightly deep, but defends well. Bobo keeps the lead despite locking up, and both of them kept it out the wall on the exit of turn 1. But Saviour still hooked underneath the Red Bull as it's a drag race down towards turn 3. Saviour to the inside and gets the position. That is Saviour back into the lead past Bobo on the way into turn 3. But Bobo having a little look into turn 4, but not quite able to make it through. So Saviour holds position, but it's still not up. Bobo is hounding the back of the McLaren through the corners, and with Bobo and Saviour scrapping away, you can see that by the gap to Armar, that is coming down gradually. So Armar is thinking, you two keep scrapping, I'm going to keep reeling myself in and making it a three-way fight for the lead. It is down to 2.8, 2.7.
Armar's a very quick driver as well, and he's very consistent. He will definitely catch up if these guys keep fighting like they are doing.
Yeah, he's really found his footing with this game, and to be honest, so Saviour, because he's actually broke the 1 second barrier to Bobo. Saviour with much,
Saviour,
much to, yeah. I was just about to get to that. Focus on your driving.
Yes, boss.
Oh,
Vans
Rassam
out.
has gone at turn 3,
Oh.
and there's our first safety car of the evening, folks.
Now I wish I didn't pit. Ah,
You jumped the gun.
I did. But I had just about caught Polsky. Everyone should surely pit from here.
Yeah, Bobo's in, Armar's in, Saviour stayed out.
He's ahead of the safety car, so he's fine.
Yeah, so he'll be able to dive in at the end of this lap. It was crucial that Saviour got past the pit exit before the safety car come out, because the last thing he wanted to do is catch the safety car whilst Bobo and Armar had pitted, because that means he would theoretically be behind them. So it was crucial that Saviour got past the pit exit before the safety car came out, and he did. So he can happily trundle round and make his stop under the safety car before he catches it.
But it came out in like 3 or 4 laps, then I might have actually been ahead of Armar. But he's my teammate. I want to see him do well, and he's a good lad. He's a good guy.
Well, this safety car does me a favour because it bunches you all back up, because it was quite spread out amongst the grid. There was drivers.
There was away my challenge though. I was looking forward to trying to chase down GTS. I'd found a couple of attempts over 2 laps each lap, which isn't a lot, but as the stint was going on, the hards that he was on would have started to deplete, and mine would have come good. So who knows? We'll never know how that will go now. But
when
Bobo going to the end, we'll never know if that would have worked. Oh well. We'll have a race on our hands,
it's pretty much going to be a level playing field out front as soon as Saviour makes his stop, which he's more than likely going to do at the end of this one. And we'll be having, after this lap, we'll be on to 16, which means about 11 laps left. So those that have got the set of hard tyres, I think you could get away with a set of mediums as well.
You can take either tyre to the end from here.
Yeah.
Either tyre. Bobo's on the medium, myself and Armar and GTS are on the hards. See what Saviour's actually got available when he boxes.
Saviour is going to the yellow-walled medium tyres, so it's the medium tyres to the end for Saviour as well. And it'll be, about 2-3 laps under the safety car. Oh, this is going to be close. Has Bobo got Saviour on the exit?
Ahead.
No, Saviour stays in front. Saviour just able to stay ahead of Bobo.
Yeah, by the end of next lap, we'll get going, so it'll be 9 flying laps of racing. So really, it's perfect for the medium, but the hards will come good for the last 2 or 3 laps. Maybe 4 laps, depending on how people on the mediums push it.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking too much out of those mediums if you want to be taking them to the end, because if you really take it out of them, they'll only last about 8 laps if you really rag them. So we're under safety car, first one of the evening, after Vans ended up retiring at turn 3. He hit the wall where Oscar Piastri hit the wall in qualifying. So we're down to 13 runners left from the 18 that started. So currently under the safety car we have Saviour leading, Bobo second, then it's the 2 Williams of Armar and Chris. GTS is in 5th. Polsky, quiet race, keeping himself out of trouble in P6. Then it's Law P 7th, Rassam 8th, Jules is 9th, Vitalso carrying 3 seconds down in P10. Sternberg having a quiet race down in P11, then it's Seb Mail in P12, and then the last of the runners left is Nels in 13th. And the safety car now heading towards the end of lap 16 on to 17, and the last 2 cars are only making their way towards turn 3. So this could be quite a lengthy safety car, because I don't believe some of those, especially if you've got medium tyres towards the back.
End of next lap, they'll caught up. It's a long lap.
Yeah, plus
car.
plus the safety car goes ridiculously slow through the castle section because of how narrow it is. But at least it gives everyone a breather.
Exactly.
And as we know with street tracks, crashes are not too far away, because we've seen a few tonight, and we've had plenty here in real life, because as we know, we had Leclerc, Piastri in the wall during qualifying in Q3 in real life. Piastri the only one to hit the wall in the race. We had Colapinto having a moment in qualifying as well, which, well, it was towards the end of qualifying after Pierre Gasly went down the Turn 4 escape road, and Colapinto almost fell suit, only to hit the wall on the exit of Turn 4, which both Alpines were out of Q3 anyway at that point. But other crashes that have happened, because crashes in street tracks seem to be hand in hand, shall we say, because of the
more common than a normal circuit.
Yeah, because
the walls are closer, the tracks are narrower, it's bumpier,
it's
tighter corners generally, but you know.
Yeah, because a couple notable ones was the two blowouts a couple year ago, one for Lance Stroll and Max Verstappen on the start-finish straight. Lance Stroll went a few metres further back than Verstappen's did, but I think Verstappen was on for a possible win that day before it...
2021? Yeah, he would have won.
But there's Baku seems to be quite a nice place for Williams, because they've had two podiums at Baku has Williams. We had Lance Stroll
2017.
Yeah, and very recently Carlos Sainz.
Chili Sainz.
Yep, and quoting Carlos Sainz himself, it was I think he said it was the best podium he ever got.
It's his best podium in Formula 1.
And as he said...
First smooth operation in Williams.
First smooth operation, yeah. And the question is, can Arma or Chris recreate that moment?
I would like to see Steve pull a podium off for the Williams team. He's in position to do so.
Yes, and while we've got chance, I said that Xavier is leading the drivers. Funnily enough, second place is currently in P3. Armar is second in the championship. Then I believe it is GTS in third, followed by G-Star. So G-Star getting no points from this one. So it looks like Bobo could be leapfrogging G-Star after this one, and possibly GTS as well. In the drivers, in the constructors, it is, as I said earlier in the stream, Papaya on top for both of them. So McLaren leads from Williams. Sauber is third in the constructors, followed by Red Bull. Only 3 points separate Sauber and Red Bull. Sauber on 49 points, Red Bull are 49 points, Red Bull on 46. McLaren 37 points out in front, Williams on 57, so Williams quite a way back.
Coming in.
Yep, the lights are out on the safety car, so it's going to be lap 19, we're going to be going racing again. Xavier and Bobo trying to get heat in the tyres, as well as everybody else behind them. How late will Xavier decide to go?
The later the better, because you get a huge slipstream.
Yeah, if he goes too early, you're risking giving the cars behind a bigger tow. I mean, he'll near enough be giving the likes of Armand and yourself a double tow with you two down in third and fourth, so you'll be getting not just the tow off of Xavier, but the tow off of Bobo as well. So Saviour waiting, he's checking, and he's deciding to go.
He's gone.
Yep, now. Left it as late as he dared as we head down towards turn 1. So Saviour holds the lead into turn 1. It's, ooh, that is a Ferrari going steaming into turn 1. I believe that was Sternberg getting Vitolso into turn 1. The Ferrari came from quite a ways back. I'm surprised those two are still going. But that's Sternberg up to P10 ahead of Vitolso after the restart. We'll jump back to the front. Saviour leads from Bobo. And then the two Williams of Armar and Chris. GTS keeping the Williams in sight. Polski been quietly plucking away the laps, been staying inside that top 7 most of the race, so looking good for Polski and the Mercedes. Good haul of points. Both Mercedes still running as well.
Yeah, the two guys in the mediums are roaring away now.
Yeah, you and Armar have dropped off a second to the front too.
Yeah.
So it's gloves off as we head on to lap 20. Bobo 8/10 off of Saviour. Saviour trying to break the toe. We will not have DRS this lap, but we will have DRS on the next one. So Bobo 7/10 off of Saviour. We'll have DRS as we head down towards turn 3. Both of them getting as close to the wall and exit as possible. But it looks like at this moment, Saviour and Bobo with the upper hand on the medium tyres compared to Armar and Chris on the hards further back. But depending on how much Saviour and Bobo take out of those mediums, could we see the Williams slowly crawl back in before the end of this one? Because we have got 7 laps to go.
I think they pulled too much of a gap, and frankly, the long safety car has helped them to preserve the tyre life for a bit longer.
So so you reckon it's just between those two for the race win?
Yeah, should be.
Yeah, 2 seconds now between Bobo and Armar, so it looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race to the end of this one. Although Bobo is teetering on the 1 second of Saviour. Saviour's broken that 1 second. So Bobo may be slowly falling back from the McLaren of Saviour. So Saviour looking relatively strong as we head on to lap 21 of 26. We all know Saviour's a good front runner once he gets into a groove. As he sets the fastest lap, 1:42.087. As we had it looks like a position change. Ferrari ahead of Williams. GTS has got Chris for track position, and it looks like Polski's going to be wanting to get into the fun of it as well.
Yeah, the guys in the mediums right now are going to be a real problem.
Yeah, you're pretty much. Yeah, you're pretty much a sitting duck with all them medium runners around you. Jump back to the front. Question is, does Bobo stay put behind Saviour and leave it until the last lap to have a go? But to be honest, you don't want to be leaving it. Well, you can leave it as late as possible, because if you're hooked up behind the car into DRS zone on the very last lap, as we've seen in the past, with Valtteri Bottas, drag racing, I believe it was Lance Stroll.
It was Lance Stroll, 2017.
Yeah. The Mercedes pipping the Williams due to a drag race to the line. Bobo just inside of DRS. It flaps open on the Red Bull. Not close enough, but he's going to be staying within the tow of Xavier's McLaren to ease himself closer to possibly, well, to stay within striking distance of Xavier. Xavier will want to see the laps just tick down. Xavier constantly trying to break the toe of Bobo. You can see making the one movement to break the toe, not making too many moves, because as we all know with racing, it is one move to defend. But Xavier constantly wanting to break the toe from Bobo. As we've had a change further back, Jules has jumped Lorpy, so Jules up to P8, Lorpy down to P9. And it looks like you've dropped Polsky a bit, Chris, there, because Polsky 1.9 seconds off of you. You're keeping tabs with GTS.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his tyres have gone early or if he's had a moment, but yeah, he's not quite with me in GTS at the moment. Ooh, GTS with a big
Oh yeah, he's had
there.
quite a good...
Big catch though, great catch from him.
Yeah, you've had full view of that, getting his backside out for you.
Look, some people pay good money for that.
Back to the front now for the end of lap 22. Bobo close enough. You can see Xavier always trying to break that toe to stop from Bobo getting anywhere close to him. So Xavier doing everything he needs to do to keep Bobo at bay. It is only Bobo at this stage that can end Xavier from getting back-to-back wins. Bobo absolutely glued to the back of that McLaren. He can pretty much sketch it after this race. Freehand. And Xavier could pretty much sketch the front of the Red Bull freehand as well, because they're that close together. Mind you...
One move from either of them though, and Steve's on them.
Yeah.
Steve's catching.
He's reeling them in. The tidiness and consistency from Armar starting to pay dividends.
Oh, me and GCS have both hit the castle wall. I followed him.
You have a habit of doing that. Follow the leader.
I do.
Oh, I think Bobo just had a glancing blow of the wall there, and I think Armar did at the back of shot there as well. So looks like Bobo's starting to slide a little bit on the mediums. The dirty air from Xavier is not going to help things, but Xavier constantly trying to break the toe from Bobo. He's 4/10. He's right underneath the McLaren heading down towards turn 1. Is Bobo going to shape a move? He is. He pulls to the inside. Xavier tries to fight it on the outside, and Xavier with the better grip on the outside keeps the position. Great defence from the McLaren. But he's got to do it all again. DRS now for Bobo heading down towards turn 3.
Making moves behind him in P7 by the way.
Oh yes he is. He's past Rassam. Bobo going to the inside of turn 3. But Xavier again with the grip on the outside has held position. Lock up for Bobo. Almost making contact with the pair of them. But with the way these two are defending, it is now 1.7. Armar can pretty much almost... Well, he can see the fight in front of him, and he's going to be hoping just the slightest mistake and he's pretty much quids in. And it's very rare you see a mistake from Armar. He's As Chris said, he's very consistent and quick as of late. He's only seems to be getting quicker though as the races as we tick the races through. The gap now is down to 1.2. He smells it. Those medium, I believe the hards will be in a better window now from the mediums, I believe, looking at it, but Bobo half a second on Saviour, so we'll have DRS again. Can he shape another move into turn one? But Saviour seems to get better grip on when defending the outside. Bobo has a look, but tucks back in. Bobo showing great patience behind Saviour, not going for any silly moves, but then again, you don't want to risk any silly moves at Baku, especially with the wall so close to you. All it takes is one wrong move and you've lost a wing or wheel. Oh, but a glancing blow for Bobo on the wall. Tasting all that dirty air from the McLaren, which is not helping him in the corners. And Armour is slowly creeping up behind, and they are going to see that. They're going to see a blue Williams slowly reeling them in. This is the penultimate lap. Bobo 3 seconds. I think that is huge, and I believe that'll decide the race as well. Looking at the gaps, he'll only lose P2 to Armour. He will not lose P3. GTS
has no rear end. He's got a lot of straight line speed, but no rear end.
So rear tyre's gone on that Ferrari from the driver com in the Williams that is battling him for P4. But Bobo has picked up 3 seconds at the worst possible time with only 2 laps to go as we head on to the final lap. Saviour will have the biggest sigh of relief as Bobo's just absolutely dove into the pit lane and got 10 seconds. So Bobo is now going to be plummeting down, and that's pretty much handed the win to Saviour. Well, the 3 seconds didn't help, but I wonder what possessed Bobo to do that. But anyway, Saviour's just got this lap to go, and he's going to be a back-to-back winner, 2 in a row.
Unless something goes wrong, in which case Armour will pounce.
Yeah, but it's going to be happy and glory looking at it from the Williams camp with us currently 2nd and 3rd. Oh, Saviour with a bit of a slide. He's trying to keep that rear in check on this very last lap. 1.5 down to 1.4 between Saviour and Armour. I think Saviour will just have enough to hold on to this one. If this was one more lap, we would have had an absolute tasty race to the flag, but unfortunately for Armour, this is the last lap, and I don't think he was in the detection point for... Actually, is he? Bobo's got another 3 seconds, and Armour was just outside of DRS, so Saviour now just has to cruise to the line, and Saviour, mate, takes it 2 in a row. Wins in Australia and wins in Azerbaijan. Armour comes 2nd. And to complete the podium, it is a Williams as Jules has crashed before the line.
Yeah.
Polsky.
Saw it in the rearview mirror. I'm not sure what happened there, though.
Rassam, Bobo P7 is down to P8. Lorpe, we're going to wait till I believe everyone's crossed the line before I run through the provisional order. We're just waiting for Seb Mail to cross the line. We just got Vitolso and Sternberg left to take the checkered flag, and then we'll we'll run through the provisional positions, because these final results will not be official until any stewarding decisions or appeals need to be done, as Sternberg takes the flag. So once we get the final finishing race results, which will be provisional, we can run through them. Saviour with the phone out, videoing everybody. So it's a win for Saviour. He won last week in Australia. He's done it again in Baku. And it also extends his lead in the championship, despite but not by much. Armar finishing second in the Williams keeps him within touch with Saviour at the top of the championship. Chris getting some decent points for Williams, a double podium for Williams, which is what year is this?
2014 Abu Dhabi, by any chance? That was the last time that happened in real life.
Hopefully we'll get the results, because I've got a black screen. Thank you, Codemasters.
It's fine. The stream will have had it as they all cross the line anyway.
Yeah, so. But yeah, provisional the results before. But Saviour, yeah, but Saviour makes it 2 from 2, extends his lead in the championship. Williams getting big points in the constructors. So I believe Williams is going to be taking quite a chunk out of McLaren in the constructors. We didn't get the finishing results, but you would have seen that as the cars crossed the line. Before I end things, I've only got one thing to say, and that is thank you so much for doing pretty much 2 jobs at once, Chris. Filling a seat to race and also filling a seat in the comms box. So
that's okay, mate. I couldn't let you be on your own. Too many people let the comms team down at the moment, so I thought I'd be nice and help out.
Yeah, so that wraps up Baku and Azerbaijan. We have going to Asia for China for the next round for all MRC tiers. So that is tier 2, tier 1 on Monday, tier 3 and tier 4 on Wednesday, and tier 0 will be back again next Thursday as we take to Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix, and I believe it is round 5?
Round 5 next, yep.
Yep, so we're on to the fifth round of the championship. So again, I can't say enough. Thank you so much, Chris, for jumping in at what was pretty much last minute.
Like I said, didn't want to leave you on your own.
So yeah, Saviour makes it 2 from 2 in tier 0. It'll be China next week. He'll be looking to make it 3 from 3. Saviour in charge of the championship and in control. And that is it for the race week and also tier 0. Good night.
Adios.